Hey, Tim, are you there? Hi, Tim, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here now.
Oh, good.
I was
Excellent.
muted. Am I
Okay.
there video or just,
I just see your email address, which is fine. It doesn't matter either way.
I see your face?
Cool.
I
Um,
see it says it's recording. I'm assuming that's you recording it.
yes. Since I'm on the city's Zoom, as soon as I started the meeting, it immediately recorded. So I've been sitting here twiddling my thumbs for 10 minutes and it's been recording myself. So that's okay.
All right. I see 4 people, including you
Yeah,
and me.
Nancy seems to be, Vincent and Nancy are not connecting to their audio. I don't know why. Um,
Yeah, I see Vincent. No, no, he's connecting still.
yeah, I don't know why this. Nancy's been trying to connect for 10 minutes now,
Hmm.
so I'm not sure, and I don't have her cell phone number to.
What prompts?
Oh, there's Nancy.
Oh, there we go.
Yay!
Hi. Hi, Reagan.
Excellent. Woohoo!
So just keep pressing that and that's it?
Nope,
So we're-
you're fine.
Okay, we're on.
Good, nice, excellent. And I know Vincent's trying to connect to audio right now, so let's see if that will just take another minute or so, and then we can get started. And I don't know if
Yeah, is there
Gregor,
going to be a representative for 61
I
East?
don't think so.
Okay,
I don't think
that's
so.
that's the one I had questions on.
Mm-hmm. I have some information about that I can do my best to answer any questions you may have.
It's a limited COA detail, and here's work in progress. But the only thing I went back to Google Maps
Mm-hmm.
street and saw what it looked like before. So I
Mm-hmm.
think we can say, hey, with a caveat, whatever it is, it matches previous.
Let me
Which
see. Let me.
I think there was one thing in there in her. Well, we can discuss it when we get.
Yeah, we'll get to that with discussion. How do I unmute other people? Oh, there we go. I'm not used to being the host. Hi there. Who's 917? Is that you, Mr. Verdi?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, perfect. So excellent. So we have a quorum at this point. So we will start the meeting at this time. I don't know if Richard or Greg are joining us, but we might as well just get started because I know everyone was taking time out of their workday for this, so I appreciate that. So I'll just kick off the meeting and say welcome everyone to the May 8th special meeting of the Norwich Historic District Commission. Just a little bit of background for our applicants who are joining us today. The meeting is going to be broken up into 2 sections. The public hearing will be first, which is the opportunity for the applicants to present their application and for the commissioners to ask questions to the applicants. The next portion of the meeting will be the regular meeting, which is closed to the public. The applicants are able to stay and listen to the regular meeting. However, they can no longer speak and comment on applications. The regular meeting is specifically for the commission to vote and decide on the applications that they heard during the public hearing. So again, applicants can stay and listen, but they cannot speak. If the applicants decide to not stick around for the regular meeting, I will be sending a notification to the applicants via email immediately following the commission regarding the commission's decision. Since we're addressing a couple emergencies, I want to get that notification out ASAP. And the last thing I'll just say is thank you for everyone's patience during this process. It's been quite a group effort to get this meeting scheduled, and I appreciate the city for really jumping through hoops to help me out with this. So thank you all for your flexibility. So without, and I'm also kind of taking notes at the same time because our secretary was unable to be here today. So if you don't mind me leading the meeting, but also just taking notes here and there for our secretary to record later, just bear that in mind. So the first thing I want to do at 12:07 p.m. is open the public hearing. And the first item on our agenda is COA 415, which is 377 Washington Street. And I do believe that we have a representative from the property here with us this afternoon to discuss his application. So Mr. Verdi, if you'd be willing to give the commission an overview of your project, we most certainly appreciate it.
Yes, hello everyone. I am repairing and replacing two major sections of my roof of my historic house because there are severe leaks in the roof in 8 or 9 places, I believe, that are causing serious damage to the inside of the house. And I would like to replace the roof with the original type of cedar shingle, wooden cedar shingles, as have been on this roof for, I guess, for centuries. And basically, I would like to do this and finish the project as soon as possible to stop this interior damage, which is causing structural damage. The damage of the wooden structure underneath the roof is being damaged. And I've also had some collapsed areas of ceilings, as well as damaged areas in the early plaster around some windows. I have buckets set up in places collecting the water. This has been getting progressively worse. I thought I had filed for this application back in February. Somehow the information didn't get you. And I've also had a death in the family. My mother passed away a couple months ago, and it's been very, very hectic for me. So there's been a lot going on. But it's a very serious condition with this roof. And it really needs to be addressed ASAP. And as I said, I am willing to use the type of roof that the Historic Commission would like me to use, and that is the cedar wood shingles. And I only hope that they'll do a good job of protecting the house. That's my only concern. But anyway, I'd like, that is my request, and I hope that this could be addressed very quickly.
Thank you, Mr. Verdi. Do any members of the commission have questions for Mr. Verdi regarding his COA application?
So this is Tim Dowen. Again, it's what you can't see is the damage underneath, but it's replacement of just the cedar shingles and any underlayment that's needed. Any other fascia or trim that is rotted or is going to also be included in the replacement?
No, the only thing is underneath the shingles themselves, the roofer has to see whatever structural damage has occurred. But that's not visible to the public eye, that's not visible. But whatever structural damage, if there's rotted wood, if there's, wood that has to be replaced to support the shingles, of course, that will have to be replaced.
Right.
But as far as any historical, visual kind of decorative elements, no, I'm not discussing anything like that at this moment.
Okay. And I had one other question. Was the front of that roof line done earlier with cedar, like in the last year or two? I can't remember, but something's ringing a bell with Dave Kendall and that property.
Well, there's several parts of the roof, and they've been done at different times of the past. Right now, we're talking about the part that you can see immediately when you enter the house from the side. There is, by the way, there is no front entrance. The front entrance is not usable at the time because I have to rebuild the staircase, and that's going to be another project that I'm going to confront all of you with, and I hope that I can get some good information and help with that. I've had a hard time finding people who can build me a staircase, but various parts of the roof were done at different times. Parts of it were done years ago before I owned the house, and I'm repairing now 3 sections of the roof with the cedar shingles.
Okay, so it isn't a full replacement, it's just going into where there's damage and going to that.
It's not a full replacement, but it's 2 major parts. The cedar, the entrance to the house now is on the garage side of the house. It's sort of the back side of the house, and from there I put one big section of the roof I did in cedar quite a few years ago. With Dave. Now the adjacent part is in very bad condition, and I want to put that in cedar. So when you look at the house from that angle, you'll see it will be all cedar. And then the great big roof that slopes in the back that you could see from the back of the house, which is really the main roof of the early part of the house, the salt box part of the house, and it's a big sweeping roof that will also be in cedar. And of course, that's the most noticeable part of the house, and that's the earliest part of the house. So however way you enter the house, you will see a cedar roof.
Yep. Okay.
Thank
I
you
think
for
that's
that.
all. Yeah, I think that's all the questions I had. And otherwise, if you do find other structural damage and other things outside of the roof that would be visible, that you'd come back and just to make sure anything visible
Yeah.
top of this COA
Right.
would be addressed by us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Nancy O'Neill, just one question, Mr. Verdi. When you're describing the portions of the roof that you are replacing and repairing here, for the remaining portions of the roof, are they in relatively good condition? Is that what you're saying? They don't need to be replaced?
Yes, that's correct. They are in good condition, and they're good for, it's terribly expensive to replace these roofs.
Yeah.
Not only is it hard to find someone, but it's really, really expensive. And it's taken a great effort for me to come up with the money to do this. So there are parts of the roof that are in good condition, in very good structural condition for many, many years for now. And of course, I can't put any more money into those at the time. But the 2 big sections of the roof that are in bad condition, causing this interior damage, this is what I'm addressing at the moment.
Yes. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So Mr. Verdi, do you have any other final comments or thoughts, or any members of the commission have any final questions before we continue on in the public hearing?
I just want to express there's an urgency about doing this because I want to preserve as much of the original house as possible. That includes the interior plaster, walls, as far as whatever old structure remains. So, and unfortunately here in Connecticut, we get so much rain that it's always raining, and God only knows what additional damage is being done until this roof is covered up. So I just want to express the urgency of the matter.
Thank you.
And I thank everyone for listening to this presentation.
Thank you. So hearing, so is everyone good with COA 415, 377 Washington Street? Any further comments or questions?
None.
None here.
Okay, so hearing none,
Okay.
I will move on to COA 416, 61 East Town Street. And I don't believe we have an applicant here presenting. Is there an applicant here?
Regan, I'm going to thank everyone for the special meeting. Thank you for arranging this at a moment's notice. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to sign off now.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Verdi. And I think we've got Kylene joining us right now, which is great. So thank you, Mr. Verdi. I will be in touch with you in about 40 minutes.
Thank you, and everyone have a nice day.
Thank
Bye-bye
you,
now.
Mr. Verdi.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I think we've got Richard now joining us, and we've got
Sorry.
Kylene. Hi, Richard and Kylene. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate it.
I am muted. What can I do?
Oh, I got you, Richard. I've got you unmuted. You're all good. We can hear you.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So thanks, guys. So we just are in the public hearing now. For those of you who just joined us, Kylene and Richard, we just heard Mr. Verdi from COA 415 at 377 Washington Street. And Kylene, you have perfect timing because I was just asking if there was anyone here to present for COA 416, 61 East Town Street. So this is excellent timing. So
Okay.
you would be willing to just give the commission a brief overview of your project, and then we'll do kind of a question and answer thing. And next, what we'll do is once everyone's questions and comments have been answered during the public hearing, we'll close the public hearing, and then we'll go into our regular meeting where the commission will decide and vote on your application. And you're welcome to stick around for the regular meeting, but you are not required to. I will immediately notify you after the meeting regarding the commission's decision via email and in writing. So you'll know as soon as we can wrap up the meeting.
Okay. Regan, may I interrupt, please, to ask you a question of what I need to do to get the rest of this thing working right? I see my, I don't see my picture up. I see a picture I had on Facebook.
Okay.
Oh.
So Richard, what you want to do is
Yeah.
in the left-hand portion of your screen, do you see a video icon that says stop or start video? Oh,
Yep,
there we
right.
go. Look at you.
But you're
Yeah.
not sharing anything, right? It's just audio, really, other than looking at each other's mug.
Well, yeah, just yeah. Now, the other question I had was COA 416.
Yep.
Is that something that came in later?
I should have sent it to you, but I can send it to you. And it's also on our website, Richard, if you feel like you need to
Okay.
check it out again.
just-
And I can send
Well,
it. I think.
I probably have it. I'm just knocking you down to a smaller screen, edge of full screen. I've been having extreme trouble with my computer, so.
Well, give me 1 second, Richard, and I can share it right now. This is why Zoom is helpful. Give me just 2 seconds and I can get this for you.
It was 2 documents attached to the HDC meeting notice, correct?
Yes, there should be, and I'm gonna send this right here. So Richard, I just sent the application in the chat, which you should see an icon flashing below your screen, like a little chat icon
Little chat icon.
on the bottom of your screen.
Video, there it is. I see.
Got it?
I'm learning.
Tech is tricky.
Sorry,
Um,
she never sent it.
Board reaction.
So you got it, Richard?
No, but go ahead. I think I probably know where I can find it. I've got to go to my mail and find where it's at.
And I can always share my screen if that is helpful for everyone too.
Well, tell me what it's for. What is COA 4? For 15, for 16, I got the PDF on it right here. Okay.
All right, cool. All right.
Okay, I see. Yeah, no, I took pictures of that. Did I get the address wrong? No, that's
It's
60.
61 East Town Street. You want me to explain it?
No,
Yes.
it is 61 Town Street.
Yep, 61.
I
Yeah.
got that, yes. Yeah,
So Kylene, how about, now that we're in the public hearing, Kylene, how about you give a little brief overview of your project, and then we'll have a moment for the commission members to ask questions when you're done with your presentation.
Sure. So the front porch at 61 East Town Street is just it's a small front porch. It's all wooden, of course, because it's the historic district. I've lived in that house for about 6 years, and it's time to replace the wood, not the entire thing, but just the sides, really where you're walking into the front door, the sides, because they're completely rotted to the point where they just kind of were, basically falling off, like anytime anyone touched it or whatever. The property is for sale, so it's really a necessity to replace it in order to sell the property, or for people looking at it to qualify for their loan, etc. So it's being replaced, and it's going to be replaced. Basically, it's going to look exactly the same. It's going to be made out of wood. It's going to be painted with the exact same paint color that the previously existing structure that was there was painted, which is accessible beige, which is the one that's the trim color of the entire house that was already approved by you guys when we painted the house when I lived there. And it's going to have, it's basically the same size, and it's the same height, everything's the same, and it's just going to be painted. It doesn't look that hot right now if you were to drive by, because it's kind of raw wood right now, and it's not done. We had to get started or get going on it because of the appraiser couldn't have any rotted wood in the appraisal. And so it's under construction, I guess you could say, but it's not a huge project. It's really just being done by a simple person, and then I'm going to paint it, and I'm going to make it look beautiful. And I'm an art teacher, so it's going to look really good when it's done. And I've always taken a lot of pride with the property. We put up the fence through you guys 6 years ago, and we went through this process, and the caps that are on the fence that we built, which is kind of the same type of fence that matches the one across the street at another property in the district, they're pre-made caps, but they're made out of wood. And I'm going to put the exact same cap that, again, is already pre-existing on the property on the corners of this structure as well, so it all kind of matches, no mismatchy, stuff going on. And that's it. I mean, that's basically the three main points that I put in the description when I gave the form to Regan. Was going to be made out of wood, going to be painted the same color it was, and going to have those caps that match the caps that are on the fence, so everything ties in together. That's it. So if you have any questions, let me know.
Pressure treated lumber.
Yes, I think.
Square spindles.
What was there before was just, it was just like straight edge. So I guess that's square spindle.
Yeah.
I'm not really, yeah. So yeah, it's not, there's no decorative spindles. No, the spindles are not decorative. They were not decorative before, and it's just straight wood.
Okay. So this is Tim Dowen. I went on to Google Streets, and the detail, it does look like it was fluted up along the top, or there was some sort of detail, not just straight, along the top and possibly the bottom portion of it, at least from the Google street map.
No, I'm not sure, because it was so rotted that it was like falling apart, and there were sections of it missing. So
you're suggesting that it's just the like a 2x2 or whatever, the straight straight spindle matching, I think, the fence is what you're replacing.
No, it'll be the fence posts, I guess you could say, are the ones that go into the ground holding up the fence.
Mhm.
Are big blocks, or big square blocks. But those spindles that you pre-buy to make the fence, it's not going to be that size. It's going to be a little bit wider and look like the same as the top, and the bottom is going to be the same size, and then they're going to be like spaced out, equally into code, because it has to be to code. And so, you know, that's how it's gonna look. Basically just a very like straight structure that's
Yeah,
painted.
and again, from that Google Street picture, which I don't know what the date of that is,
I don't
but
know.
anyway, the post also look more like I want to just say like a Washington Monument pointed cap. There's no cap on it. It just comes up and then goes into a point like a pyramid. You're
Yeah.
going to replace that. You're going to change that to match the
Yeah,
fence
it's gonna, I'm gonna change that and just put a cap on it, and the cap's gonna be the exact same one that's on the fence that you guys approved already.
Yeah.
But I think it'll actually match better, so we won't have so many different things going on.
All right. And does anyone else have, I know we have just the pictures. Has anyone else had a previous picture, I guess, to look at it, to see what I was talking about? Because maybe I didn't explain what I'm seeing.
Give me a few minutes.
No, I don't have a previous picture. I don't always take pictures of everyone's houses in the district.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't know when it was built either. Like, I don't know when if that was original or what. I probably wasn't, because it wouldn't have lasted 100 and something years. But it was so rotted that it, like, on the inside, like if you're coming out of the front door and you're looking at it from that vision, there was no wood there left. Like, there was literally just brown open wood from complete rotted. So
I'm trying to get on the GeoMap. And in the world. Okay.
Well, I didn't have any other any other questions.
No, I was just looking. I have no questions. I'm just looking for the older picture of the place.
Nancy, do you have any further questions for Kylene?
Yeah, just one. Kylene, when you say, is it going to somewhat match the fence style?
yeah, I mean, it's the caps on the main pieces that hold up the structure is going to match the fence. But the spindles, I mean, the spindles are just going to be regular, like, you know, wood, not the skinny, which I don't actually think that would look good at all. I think that would look very bad. Like, that would not match the house in the historic. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's more Victorian, so.
Yeah, this is just gonna be like a regular, it's just gonna look like a regular railing, you know, with 2x4s that are up to code, that are spaced properly, with the same 2x4 on the top and the same 2x4 like resting on the cement, like directly on the cement, and that's exactly how it was before. And then when it's all painted, it'll just blend right in seamlessly as it did, and it serves its purpose, which is to, you know, stand as a safety so that nobody falls off the porch. But it really won't be any kind of standout piece. It's not it's not really a standout thing from the house. It's just, you know, for safety. But
right.
I mean, I actually thought when it was coming down, it kind of looked nice not to have it there at all anymore and just have the nice pillars. But for safety, I mean, anyone could fall off that. It's a very tall cement, and there's no, like, you know, it just drops off and about 3 feet down into the garden. So I just didn't think that'd be safe, like, for kids or whatever. So we're just rebuilding, you know, and it'll just be like 2x4s. Yeah, and it looks awkward right now because it's not painted and the wood's all different color, and so it's standing out. But once it's painted, it's gonna just blend in. It's really not a standout piece. It's just a, you know, you won't notice it really.
Okay, thank you, Kylene.
Yeah.
Excuse me, this is Richard. Some of the balusters aren't straight, and that are you going to rebuild it before you paint it?
I couldn't hear him. What was that?
Richard, can you
The
repeat that, please?
balusters are not vertical. There's some of them that look to be at an angle.
I don't know. I don't have that picture.
It's the one that you sent on with the COA.
Oh, is this a picture that Reagan took?
Probably.
That Reagan took?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, just keep in mind that it's not finished.
Okay.
So,
so
one of the,
that's-
yeah, one
that's
of the
what I need to
pieces,
hear.
one of the pieces right now is crooked, like it's not done. And believe me, I'm here today physically in the meeting. I didn't have to be here, but I wanted to come because I wanted to reassure everybody that it will be spaced evenly to code and nothing will be crooked. Like I'm an artist and I'm not gonna let that occur. So, yeah, I don't want
Okay.
anything
No,
looking bad.
No, that was my only comment. It's going to be straightened out and that's fine.
Yes, it will. And the thing is like I haven't actually, I don't live in Norwich anymore. I don't live in the house. So I haven't physically been there to like oversee it yet, but I've gotten the pictures obviously from Regan, and when I get there to paint it, because I'm going to be the one that's going to paint it, I'm already working with the person. I've told them, like, you know, we have to straighten this out. This has to be spaced such and such. Like they know, they just haven't finished it yet.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. So, Kylie, any final thoughts or any other commissioners have questions?
Oh, man.
No,
Hopefully it's going to look better because there won't be any rotting wood now. Because it was all rotted before, and nobody probably noticed. Because like I said, it's not really a standout of the house. Like the garden is really what people notice, the fence and all of that.
In the garden.
But it was completely rotted, and it was like if you looked at it, it was like falling away. And so I actually think it'll look better now because it won't be rotted.
It's always a good thing. Okay, so any further comments or questions?
No, Nancy, no.
Thank you,
that
Nancy.
one, no.
All right, cool. So hearing none, I'm going to close the public hearing at 12:33 p.m. Kylene, you're welcome to stick around and listen, or if you have other things you need to do, you can certainly log off, and then I'll be in contact with you within half an hour, 40 minutes with the email
Okay.
notification.
I'm going to log off just because I have another thing to get to before it closes at 1, because everything closes early now.
Yes.
And so, but it was great to see you guys. Thank you. And I assure you it's going to look good.
Thank you
Okay.
so much
Kylene.
for joining us.
All right.
Kylene. Have a good rest
Okay,
of the day.
thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to then open the regular meeting. Sorry, guys, I'm taking notes and doing this at the same time. So the regular meeting will be opened at 12:34 p.m. Okay, and so the only items that we're going to be addressing during the regular meeting will be the action on COAs. We're going to approve the minutes of the April 15th meeting at the next meeting on May 18th. I just figured we would just only focus on these 2 COAs today to try to
Right.
expedite things. So actions on COAs, regular meeting notion number A on the agenda. So the first COA we heard was COA 415 377 Washington Street. And Mr. Verdi was available to give us a presentation of his application during the public hearing. I would entertain a motion to approve the application as presented.
I'll make that. I'm sorry, Nancy, go ahead.
Nancy, yes, I move that we approve COA 415 regarding 377 Washington Street as presented.
I'll second that.
Thank you, guys. So
Okay, since
any
I wasn't,
discussion?
I was tardy. Can somebody, he's just going to do like with like, and is he, have you
Piecemeal.
noticed that the ridges are done with aluminum sheeting?
I don't believe he's going to end up doing the ridges, but everything is like by like. I think he's not doing the complete. He's just replacing sections that are in bad shape that need it.
Okay.
So
Because he did work before without obviously approval or building permits, so.
Yeah, that's why his work had to temporarily
If you're
halt.
hurt, then I'm okay. Pardon?
No, I was just gonna say to Richard's point that at the moment Mr. Verdi was working without approval from us and without a building permit, which is why he was temporarily halted this week. And that's why I was trying to work with him in the city to get his application reviewed by us to address his emergency because his roof was in quite a dire strait. And so then he can move on with the building department and get the appropriate permission from them as well.
He mentioned anything, and we mentioned, other than the roof or anything underneath the roof that needed structural change. There was nothing else there, and it was noted that if anything else had to change, that he'd have to come back in front of us. That was visible.
Okay, that's a real easy house for me to keep track of. I go on up and down that street all the time.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so sorry, just taking notes, everybody. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye, and we'll do a roll call just to make it easier. So Tim, I'll have you go first. Tim Dowen.
Yeah, I'm assuming there's no other discussion, but I'm an aye.
Thank you. Nancy?
Aye.
And I'll say myself, Regan, aye. And Richard, I think I might recommend you abstain just because you missed.
Yes, I was going to abstain since I didn't hear the presentation.
Perfect. So hearing 3 ayes and an abstention, the motion passes unanimously. Well, excuse me, not unanimously, but sort of unanimously. The motion passes. Sorry, guys. Let me just make my note. I'm really missing Catherine not being here.
No.
Okay, so COA 415 377 Washington Street was approved. Moving on, COA 416 61 East Town Street. We did have a applicant presenting during the public hearing portion of the meeting. I would entertain a motion to approve the application as presented and submitted.
I'll make the motion to approve the application, the COA application as presented.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion?
So I know you guys maybe don't see the picture or whatever, but I just went on Zillow, which has the front picture, and Google Street Map, and
Hey, can you put it in the link? Wait, Tim, can you put it in the chat in the link so we all can see it? Or you're on your phone though? Oh, I don't know.
I'm on my phone. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to run around.
That's okay. Let me see if I can get it because I want to make sure everyone can see it for the record.
Yeah, well,
So hang on.
I've got it. How do you send a link?
So what you can do, Richard, is just, copy the link and then put it in the chat.
Okay. Where's chat? I'm learning. Let's see. I click chat. No. Oh, over here. Okay. Type message here.
Yeah, perfect.
Paste. Okay.
And then I think you probably have to push enter so that we all can see it too. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so if everyone, I don't know if Tim's gonna be able to see this. Richard, is this Zillow?
I did get it. I did get it.
Oh, you did get it, okay.
Yeah, no, this is,
How do you get it? I don't see it. Am I supposed to touch something?
Yeah, I just clicked on whatever popped up in my screen here.
So Nancy, the chat, you should have like something illuminating like in yellow on the bottom of your
Yeah.
screen. There's a little chat icon. So click on the chat icon, and then Richard just posted a link that he'd like us all to take a look at.
yeah, that's a Google map. And that's off of the government, the city's website for their taxes and that.
Yeah, that one's not really showing me.
No,
I can't get anywhere other than now that I'm here.
You know how I get this up? He said, click on chat, which I did. Now I'm clicking on that, but nothing's happening.
Click onto that.
Well, isn't that how you
Oh,
do it like that?
People have to go up to it. Right here.
Yeah.
Right here?
Yeah, I guess that's it. Nothing's happening, huh?
Hold on.
Well, that's,
Let me get some now. Lena, can you come here for a minute?
And I'm also putting the Zillow link as well that I think Tim might have been referring to earlier.
oh, so maybe
Th-
that's
that might-
not it. Maybe it's this one?
The
Like
Zillow
that?
one may be a better one because what Richard sent, I'm unable to, on my
Yeah, there's
screen.
bushes in the
Richard
way.
is sending us something, but then somebody else is sending, so Zillow, that's the Zillow. So we were trying to see these, I guess. This is what we're doing. Maybe it's not gonna do it or something, I don't know. Oh my God, what is that? Well, that's right.
We will figure this out eventually.
That's not the one we want then. That's just the certificate. So it's gonna be the others, these other two.
It's not any of this.
Yeah, so
Let me
Richard did a link and then I just put a link. I don't know if the Zillow link is easier to
I
see
think
or
it's
not.
those two links she's talking about now.
Okay, I'm just gonna grab it real quick.
Yeah,
Okay, there's,
I don't know. Maybe need it, actually, but maybe not.
I got, yeah, there's a willow link. It doesn't have that big bush in the way.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Still hard to see details though.
you click on the front of the building, and then you can play with it. Make it
Mm-hmm.
so that gets rid of all the extraneous stuff.
Ah.
And it is, I see where this is an older picture on Zwillow,
Mhm.
and they have
Okay,
like
that maybe? Yeah.
ballast. I'm sorry.
Oh, we don't want all that. Just go, she want the porch. So, what is that, a flag or something? So,
The balusters are arched.
so I think I see Zillow. Whoops, go back to Zillow. What are we looking at on the Zillow thing?
I think just the first image, image number 1 of the front porch with the flag.
Yeah, what are we seeing that we don't like, Tim?
Yeah, just
So,
click on.
You can launch it.
Go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry.
All right.
so as she described it, the post there, the balusters post, whatever, she says it's just a square from top to bottom is what's going to go in. And if you look at that right now, it's fluted up along the top. You can see it,
Yeah.
you know,
So, oops.
Yeah.
there is detail. She claims there was no detail before.
He's talking about-
And then
can we
on the-
enlarge it? You can't do that, right?
No.
No.
And then the two
Look like these.
main posts there, I don't mind that as much of her putting the cap on it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Oh, that's good.
it's different.
I guess.
So-
Okay, that's, he's talking about that then. Well, I guess she's talking about doing it without, there's just a little post at the front, kind of? Is that what you mean?
There's a railings on the porch.
So
What?
the rails about looks
I don't
like
know how to
about
get back from
10
this.
of them to the
That's okay,
side
we did there for
and
now.
2 in the front are going to be now with no detail up
The
along
blue
the
one?
top, is my understanding.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thank you.
Yeah,
Pretty
she's
with the
going to
flag.
wipe out all the details and just make
Thanks. Are you up here?
I am.
Which extension is?
Oh, sorry, I muted Nancy for a quick second.
Okay.
I am muted? Oh,
No, you're good.
I'm
I got
unmuted.
you. Okay, sorry, Tim. Can you just repeat what you were just saying about the
All right, so in front, on both sides, you can see 2 rails, and then down along the side, obviously, it looks about 10 rails or so. But my understanding from her description, any of that detail, if you can see at the top of the rail, it's hard to see with the urns down below what happens with with that rail. But along the top, it looks like it gets fluted out. You can see a flare along the top, and that detail. I understood her to say that part is going away. She said it was just straight all the way down, and if I went and took one of the slats that were in the fence, that would be what would be similar in style. That would be going into those 2 front posts and along the side posts. And then the other difference is being the 2 main posts that these front and side rails go into. The top of it obviously is built in a pyramid type shape here, whatever. She's going to grab one of the caps, similar style, and put that up on top of the post.
Mhm.
Looks like those ones go a little bit. You can see this one, it looks like it's obviously milled out of one piece of wood. The cap obviously is separate. It's probably not going to be the same width, as the top of the post. So it's going to probably look like the fence, where it'll have a little bit of overhang. It'll be a little bit bigger. So the detail will look different. I understand safety concerns. You got to do that. All I'm just pointing out is it isn't just a straight rail, or not rail, but whatever it's not a straight spindle. There is some detail there.
Yeah,
That's all.
actually, it looks like there's quite a bit. I am trying to copy an address. I can't seem to get it right. Let me see what happens here. Nothing. Never mind. I did a blow up of the porch so you could see the details of the porch, except I can't figure out how to get it off now.
Well, is it obvious from that Zillow picture? I went and saved it, the picture, and then I was zooming it.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
If I looked at that and said, okay, well, let me just make it plain. Look at the other detail up along the roof line, the roof of the thing here. All the other detail.
The
To me, it
dental
seems
mold.
like
Yeah. I'm
it
sorry.
would be lost there. So at any rate, that's my only concern.
How do I get this thing out of here?
So Tim, what are you saying, that sort of detail should be put back in?
I would like to see it put back in. I mean, but that's just my opinion. I'm less concerned, I guess, about maybe about the cap of it, but she played it off as if it was just plain Jane, and it's not really. I guess is my only. I don't know if you can visualize that. I'm not sure if you think that that's meaningful detail or not.
It's very meaningful detail. Because she's really taken a character out of the front of the house. And the arches on the balusters actually match the arches on the third floor with the windows.
Up along the top there.
Yeah, on the third floor.
Yeah.
The top windows. I wish I could figure this out.
I can't see what the bottom looks like, whether it's similarly flared down below, or if it goes down.
I'm just talking about the arches and the balusters and the porch.
No. But I'm just saying I don't have a picture right now that the urns are urns are making it hard for me to see what the bottom looks like. The only place I can, well, as I zoom in, maybe they were straight on the bottom and just flared up at the top. It's kind of hard to see, but it looks like maybe under the right urn, as you zoom in, it might have that type of feature, but there's definitely a feature there.
Yeah, I mean, based off of the images that were in the COA application, it appears that the new sorry, I'm trying to look at it as I'm talking. It seems like the new railing is lacking a little bit of the detail from the previous one. I mean, it appears that it's just straight 2x4s without really a lot of definition.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Actually, maybe I should have asked that. I thought that was just a temporary to say, I don't want anyone falling off the side of it as we, go and make this. So if that's the actual mid process and those are the rails that are going to be there,
Yeah, my understanding is those are going to be the rails that will be there. I happened to drive by this week and noticed the work happening, and then said that since it sounded like a reconstruction because it was a full replacement of what was existing, I said that you really should come before the commission. She thought it would just be a repair that didn't require permission, but I said this is a pretty substantial change, so
Yeah.
you needed to come.
I am still trying to figure out how to send this.
Richard, are you looking at a link?
Well, what I did is went to Zwillow, and I copied it into my photo editor, and I can zoom it and play with it any way I want.
So if you go to, so in the chat, Richard, there's a icon in the right-hand corner that says File. And you can then click on the File button and
Right here, file.
find
Oh, there it is.
find
I
the
see.
image that you're looking for to send to us.
File and my computer. Oh no, I gotta find it. I think I need to really. I lost my main hard drive and it's just driving me crazy.
Like, no,
Yeah.
I actually can't either. And you know what? We didn't.
If,
One,
There it
if
is.
that, yeah, if that's the what it's going to end up being. Again, like I said, I thought that was a temporary, to be honest.
Okay, the file was sent to you. It says, I see it on mine now.
all right, so let's
You
look
see the
at,
file?
everyone can take a look at the image that Richard just sent in the chat.
I hope it.
Brother, here we go.
It should just say open file. Okay, so it's the same image that was from Zillow. But
Yeah,
we can zoom in
except
a
it's
little
close
bit.
up on the porch. I can't.
I'm not, the link that just came up went to
Richard sent
main
another
Zillow.
thing, I guess, in chat, another image. Let's see.
So it's basically the image that was on the Zillow link, but what Richard sent is able to be zoomed in a little bit more.
I
Oh,
clicked
no,
on it
it's,
and all I got was the main Zillow website. So I didn't even get a map. I didn't even get to
Well,
anything.
this image I sent out was a JPEG file.
Same thing.
Oh, it's the same thing?
Yeah,
It was just a different way to view it.
So it's the same thing?
yeah. Richard sent it as a JPEG so that you can zoom in to see detail if possible, although it's still kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
Actually, what I'm seeing, I'm not even seeing the link. I'm seeing only what I must have done, City of Norwich. Because now I'm looking.
I guess it's been, I don't know, and then to go back. I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know.
if it matters.
But
Just the
our-
blue thing.
so-
There's
Yeah.
nothing.
Or it has a little camera.
I'm
Okay.
kind of limited
Thank
here. I've
you.
got 5 more minutes.
Okay,
I got
yes.
5 more minutes before I have to run to another meeting.
Okay, thanks.
My concern is that what is presented in that slide, if that is what the current, just completing that, I don't think that, my vote would be to not to approve and to suggest that they conform to the previous design that was there, I guess. To me, it just looks like a piecemeal, very nondescript
Yeah,
thing, whether it's painted or not.
Well, let's see, do we know for sure what the previous design was? Are we looking at it? Is that what we're
Yeah.
for sure of?
That's what I sent, what the previous design was.
It's a turquoise or not, a light blue
Sure.
door,
Yeah,
and
yep.
and look at that. Look at those rails that are there, and look at what she presented.
Yeah. And she already took it down and started doing the whole thing.
Yes.
It sounded like part of it was failed, and maybe it fell down, but certainly there's history and there's artifacts here that show what it did look like.
Well, I guess it could be determined what it was previously from this, so the motion could be amended to say do it as it had previously been.
Yeah, I would agree to that.
Mhm.
So her concern, so we would say, do it exactly. How do we feel about the top of the main, the two posts being, whether it's a Washington Memorial type top or whether it's a cap?
I don't have a preference to the cap per se. That doesn't
Yeah.
bother me.
That one doesn't bother me as much. It's the other parts that kind of throw it off to me,
Yeah, she's nowhere near what the original was
right?
as far as appearance goes.
So
She's
I'm just
hurrying,
taking
trying
notes.
to sell the place.
So I'm conscious of Tim's time. So would someone like to make an amended motion specific to, I believe it's called the spindles on the railing, the previously existing spindles?
Balusters would be.
Are they
correct.
balusters? Okay.
Tim, why don't you do an amended motion?
All right, so I'd like to move that we approve restoration of the porch railing to match the balusters as previously as
Original.
not, I don't even want to say original, as was previously applied. We know that that's recent because that fence came up in the that fence is recent from another COA. But at any rate, that the balusters match the previous baluster design, and we would be okay with the cap matching the fence.
Okay.
And like for like materials, wood material is using like for like material.
Okay.
I would second that amended motion.
Okay. Thank you. Any further discussion on the amended motion?
No, I would maybe send her a picture from the willow along with your letter, just so she knows that we know what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And even another picture, if we can get to street maps, Google Street Maps might have a better image also that would allow you to zoom in a little bit better. I don't know.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Hearing no further discussion, I'll do another roll call to vote on this amended motion. So Tim, vote
I
please.
say aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Richard,
Aye.
and Regan, aye. So the motion passed unanimously. All right, thank you all.
All right, I gotta cut out here.
Yes, thank you. So the
Okay.
next meeting will be May
Hello,
18th
goodbye,
at
Tim.
4 o'clock, and motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Okay.
Adjourn.
When's the next meeting?
May 18th at
May
4
18th.
o'clock, and we'll do it via Zoom
Probably
again.
have that already. Yeah, I'm sorry it was late. I was working on something in the basement and my wife yelled at me.
Thank you guys so much for your help. Tim, have a great rest of your meetings today, and everyone, talk to you soon. Thank you.
How the hell do I get out of this thing?
I'll end the meeting. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.